Hey guys, welcome back to Pierre Hashi Music. Today we're going to be going over some ukulele fundamentals that you simply need to know. These are basics that are great for a complete beginner, or if you're a more experienced player, these are good concepts to review. Towards the end of the video, I'll give you a couple exercises to get you started. These are unique, you won't find these everywhere, and they really will help you out, so be sure to stay tuned. The concepts in this video and the diagrams stem from my newest ukulele method, Ukulele for Beginners and Beyond. You can check it out with the links down below. Grab your copy and follow along with me here on YouTube. You'll learn to read notes, tabs, chords, strumming patterns, over 30 songs, lots of great exercises in here for you. So grab your copy and follow along with me here. The most important thing with any instrument is to pick it up and play regularly. Guys, you gotta practice. It's a relatively easy instrument, the ukulele, to play some songs with a few chords. You could get it up and running in a week or two, but if you're not picking it up and playing at least 3-4 times a week, it's going to be a much longer and slower process. So pick it up and play almost every day. Work on the fundamentals, basic chords, basic rhythms, some of the things I'll show you later in this video, and I promise you, you will progress gradually and enjoy the process more than if you pick it up only like once or once every couple weeks. It's a little more of a painful process in that case. A quick overview of the parts of the ukulele. You have the main body, the neck, and the head or the headstock. These are the tuning pegs. This plastic bit here is called the nut. Of course, you have your strings. The metal bars here are the frets, and they're laid on the fretboard. And at this end, you have what's called the saddle, and then this here is the bridge. Also the sound hole. Okay, so these are simple concepts that you might hear in different tutorials. For example, if we ask you to press close to the nut here, that would be at this end. And if you press on the end close to the fret, that would mean pressing at close to the fret here like this. So the metal bar is the fret. To make stuff sound good on the ukulele, you want it to be in tune. The string names from top to bottom are G, C, E, and A, or good children eat apples. If it's in tune, it should sound something like this. Or good children eat apples. Okay, G, C, E, A. You're going to use a tuning app on your phone. There's a bunch of free ones that work great. Or a clip-on tuner that you can put right here. You clip it on, and then you adjust the pegs accordingly so that you have G. Notice how this one's connected to the top string. G, C, and then E, and the little string here is A. Okay, if it's a new ukulele, you'll have to turn it a lot. Crank it, tighten those strings. The more tight the string, the higher the note. And again, looking at the tuning app or the tuner that's clipped here, you find that sweet spot right in the middle and get the correct notes. G, C, E, A is standard C tuning. Most of you will want to tune it that way. Some of you might have a low G on top. That's just a lower G, an octave lower. You'll also just want to find the G on your tuner and it'll sound great. Holding the ukulele can be a little tricky at first. You're going to want to support it with your forearm of the strumming hand. For most of you, that'll be your right, and squeeze it against your body gently. Your hand should then be free to strum. The left hand in this case, or your pressing hand, is going to support the neck and press the frets. So that's a little tricky to get used to. A strap can really help. It makes it a little easier at first. Make it nice and snug, pretty high, and that'll help you hold the ukulele in place. What you don't want to do is get into the habit of holding it up with your fingers here, because that really limits your strumming hand. Okay, so we're holding it here with your forearm. The hand is free, relaxed above the strings near the sound hole or just at the base of the fretboard here. And then we're holding just below the nut here with our first knuckle of the index. And that'll allow us to have free fingers here to place chords and play melodies. In terms of strumming, you can either use your thumb of your right hand, just strumming with a gentle thumb downwards. Your index works great. And you can use the nail of the index on the way down and then the flesh kind of on the way up, the pad of your finger on the way up. Some people like to strum with more than one finger like this. That's okay too. Or you can use a pick. Guitar picks work okay. A nice soft pick is great. Or a felt ukulele pick is really nice too. And that might have a slightly louder sound. But feel free to use a pick as well. Either way, you want to be nice and relaxed. Find the technique that works best for you and that you're comfortable doing down up strokes. Down strum and up strum should both be relaxed, just like that. Hey, if you're finding this helpful, consider subscribing. There's tons more ukulele videos on my channel, some playlists linked down in the description. You can explore there, find the videos that are right for you, and check out my books on my website, pierrehachemusic.com. They can really help you out. Thanks so much. Enjoy the rest of the video. So again, the strings are numbered from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. That string on the bottom is your first string. We name them from the top down, G, C, E, A. The frets start near the nut here. This is the first fret, second fret, third fret, and fourth fret. And we'll number the fingers of our right hand 1, 2, 3, 4, starting with the index. So if I tell you to press that first fret on the first string with your first finger, that would look like that. And you could pluck one note like that, or strum all the strings, and that would make a chord. This happens to be a C7 chord. One really great exercise to get playing right away and get used to using your individual fingers on the strings would be to, like I just did, first string, first fret, first finger like that, and then I pluck the 1, and then I use my next finger, the second finger in the second fret, 2, third finger, third fret, 3, and then 4, pinky in the fourth fret. And then I go in reverse. 4, 3, 2, 1. And you do that slowly once or twice on each string. It's an excellent warm-up. Nice long notes, no rush. Pluck only the string that you're pressing. 4, 3, go in both directions. 2, 1, and this will get you used to pressing the frets using the very tip of your finger. The thumb is in the back here, and you're plucking only one string at a time in this case. A few technical pointers to keep in mind. Once again, the thumb is right in the back. Don't stick it up, don't press with your palm in the back, but the thumb is behind the neck towards the middle. This allows you to have nice long fingers with which you can press with the very tip, and this helps to not block other strings as you play chords, okay? You want to use the very tip of your fingers, press close to the fret, not at this end, but this end here makes it a little easier to produce notes, okay? Some of the frets are pretty small, so there isn't that much wiggle room, but leaning towards the fret on the side of the sound hole makes it a little easier. And again, don't hold the ukulele with your fingers here. You want to have a nice free strumming hand to play different rhythms and upstrokes in a nice, easy, relaxed way. Chord diagrams are generally represented as a ukulele hanging on a wall or upright like this. So if we see the example here, we have frets 1, 2, 3 like that, and then the strings here are 1, 2, 3, 4 that way. So if we were to put some numbers in that diagram, the numbers would be what finger to use. So look, the F chord here would have first finger on the second string, first fret. And then the second finger would be up here on the fourth string in the second fret. So that's how you play an F chord. And this next chord, G, would have the second finger on the first string, second fret. So those numbers in the chord diagram tell you what fingers to use for your chords. The most common chords you'll probably come across would be a C chord, which is just pressing the third fret on the first string with your third finger. The diagram here will help. An A minor would be the top string, and the second fret, middle finger is best. That's an A minor chord. You'd have an F where you add the index on the second string first fret. That's how you play an F on the ukulele. And then the dreaded G chord, a little more tricky. I'll link to a video down below that can give you some tips and exercises to work on your G, but that would be middle finger on the first string second fret, third finger on the second string third fret, and then your index comes up here on the third string second fret. It makes like a little triangle. Use the very tips, make sure that we hear every note. A nice way to check is plucking them individually like that, and then strum through your G chord. Next, you'll want to work on switching chords. So this is essential, this is key, and it's one of the main challenges in playing ukulele or guitar is switching chords on time. So I'm going to show you a couple of possibilities here, but take any two chords you're working on and practice switching between them slowly. For example, C to A minor. I go back and forth 5, 6, even a dozen times and make that feeling familiar. Get your fingers used to the kind of efficient path between them. How about A minor to F? Going back and forth again and again. Or maybe a little more challenging, let's go from a C to a G. Back and forth again and again, and find a kind of smooth way to get there. This could take a few days to get used to, even a week or two. That G chord is tricky. Now for some exercises that can really help bring all this to life, add a good strong sense of rhythm, add some musicality to your chord switches, would simply be to count along. So if I do, let's say again, that C to A minor, but I'm going to count as I do it, and I'm going to strum on 1. I'm going to count to 4 and strum on 1. It would go like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this will help prepare you for singing while you play. It will help you have a nice steady rhythm, and you can work on that with any chord changes. I would recommend, for example, F to G, or as you progress, once you know your E minor or your D chords, you could switch between those, for example. Okay, so the next steps here would be to learn way more chords on the ukulele. You want to memorize at least a dozen. This video here could really help you with that. Or learning more strumming patterns can really help. I'll try to link to a video here, or there'll be tons of links down in the description to learn more rhythm, more strumming patterns on the ukulele. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.